Little is said about the special relationship between the late former president Jerry John Rawlings and the Republic of Bulgaria. There are reports he was rescued by the embassy in the late 70s when he attempted a coup in the country. As part of his memorial, we are here at the consulate of the Republic of Bulgaria to Ghana to speak to the honorary consul about the relationship of former President Jerry John Rawlings and Bulgaria. My name is Lord Harsidasari. Do join us. Welcome back. We are speaking to the honorary consul of the Republic of Bulgaria to Ghana in the person of Nicholas van Staudinijn. Did I get your name right?
Almost correct. Yeah. Because our distance is big enough, let me take this off,
okay.
so it's easier to understand one another.
Yeah, that's fine. The Republic of Bulgaria had a unique or special relationship with the late former president, Jerry John Rawlings. But in your own perspective, how would you describe the former president?
I know him like most people from everywhere in the news.
Okay.
I remember when I met my Ghanaian wife, there was a TV program. Because of her, I became more interested in Ghana again, and there was a TV program where it showed that Jerry John Rawlings flew a helicopter under the Adobe Bridge.
Yeah.
So that actually had my first attention, and because of my interest in Ghana, I kept on following him. My first time coming back to Ghana in 1992.
Okay.
He was just chosen as the democratic president, so until 1980 that was the president of Ghana I knew. I also know from my in-laws that he was a relative of them, especially my mother-in-law used to know him and his mother quite well. And that's the rest that I know. I've seen him, of course, at a few functions when I was working at the State Enterprise Commission, when I was working at the European Business Organization, and at his mom's funeral. And his death came as a shock to me, like to anybody else.
How did you hear it?
It's actually my daughter in Bulgaria who notified me, because still in Bulgaria Rawlings has a name, and partly because of his relationship with Bulgaria since 1989, I think.
79. Now that you mention it, let's talk about his relationship with Bulgaria. Who was Rawlings to the Bulgarians?
To Bulgaria. When our ambassador in Nigeria, Veselin Delchev, came for the first time to Ghana.
Okay.
I met him already before that, but he told me about the special relationship of Bulgaria with Jerry John Rawlings. And at that time, the ambassador visited the embassy, and he was waiting for his accreditation to Ghana, and he told me the story that Jerry John Rawlings was once saved by the Bulgarian ambassador.
Okay.
And because of that, I also started digging a little bit in the events, but like people would say in court, it's all hearsay. But I found out several things. According to Ambassador Delchev, Jerry John Rawlings was saved from a coup attempt in, I think, in 1989.
1979.
No, that was the first,
the first
coup,
one,
but there was an attempt against him.
Oh, okay.
And he was taken away in the trunk of the diplomatic vehicle of the ambassador of Bulgaria.
Really?
And the driver was a Ghanaian, Joseph, and he died about 4 years ago.
Okay.
They drove to the Bulgarian embassy, which is still at the same location next to the former President Mahama's office.
Okay.
And the ambassador at that time, Kostadin Garov, was a stout supporter of the Communist Party in Bulgaria, and he liked Ghana because of Ghana's socialism and the propaganda of Mr. Rawlings as a socialist. So he was allowed to stay in the embassy. It's to me until date I can't confirm that he asked asylum in the embassy, but I know there were instructions that Rawlings was allowed to go in and out as he pleased.
In the Bulgarian embassy?
From the Bulgarian embassy.
Okay.
So he enjoyed the company of the ambassador, and he was allowed to go in and out as he wanted, as Jerry John Rawlings wanted.
I'd like to delve a little more into the rescue mission of the former President Rawlings from the embassy of Bulgaria. How did it all happen? You state that he was put in the trunk of the diplomatic car. Give me a little more details about how that. What was his state? Where in the embassy was he kept? Where was he hidden? The day that thing actually happened.
In the embassy, as you know, at that time Bulgaria was a communist state.
Yeah.
And because of that, the embassy had all kinds of secret communication equipment, which was coded, and the embassy also had quarters of staff, where the staff lived, and guest accommodation. So the ambassador was living in the embassy, and the staff was living there. So one of the rooms was prepared for President Rawlings, and that's where he stayed.
Can you tell us if this was a secret kind of mission, or in the aftermath of it there was some sort of publication?
I don't think there were any publications about it, because I've tried to do some research, and I found one article on the web. There is one website where I saw the people who at that time wanted to commit a coup against Jerry John Rawlings. Okay. But for the rest, there's no information to find. So I'm sure either Nana, the former president's wife, or maybe other family members will know more than I know about it. Unfortunately, the then ambassador has died a few years ago, because the current ambassador, or the ambassador in Nigeria, who's not resident in Ghana, is from the same city where Kostadin Biarov was from, and he told me that that ambassador died a few years ago.
So after it happened, can you tell us if the embassy became some sort of a target, or because nobody knew about it, it was still more like a covert thing?
Rawlings kept, until some years ago, until the embassy temporarily closed, a very good relationship with Bulgaria.
I see.
The Bulgarian ambassadors after that had privileged seatings at meetings and things. Rawlings never forgot Bulgaria.
What are some of the other special treatments, if I can put it that way, that Bulgaria got after Rawlings eventually became president? Were there any special arrangements?
No, not really. And don't forget the status of Bulgaria. We are one of the smallest countries in Europe. Even currently, there are only 7 million Bulgarians. We are not an economic powerhouse. Bulgaria is a great country, but I am sure, and I don't think anybody will confirm that, but Bulgaria is a small country with a small GDP. It's a beautiful country. I love it almost as much as I love Ghana, but I don't think there were other privileges than just the friendship and cordial relationship between Ghana and Bulgaria.
Okay. I saw a report online. I was trying to pull that up. I'm struggling with that, but it had to do with trade relations improving under Rawlings's tenure between Bulgaria and Ghana. How true is that?
Yeah, Bulgaria is a good producer of steel, affordable steel. The Bulgarians are very proud to state that the Bulgarian Kalashnikovs are better than the Russian ones because of the quality of steel Bulgaria is using. Bulgaria is one of the bigger wine producers in Europe. Bulgaria is a great country for tourism. So Bulgaria has a lot of things to offer, and I've been talking to other ambassadors and consuls of Eastern European countries. Together as Eastern European countries, we offer virtually the same quality and the same products as the rest of Europe at much more competitive prices.
But with regards to Ghana under former President Rawlings' tenure, was there such engagements between you two?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. There were at that time some Bulgarian companies, and still from that time I know Bulgarians who are still in Ghana. I also know that there's a very vibrant organization of former Ghanaian students who had their first or second degree in Bulgaria. They have about 90 members of pure Ghanaians who are speaking fluent Bulgarian, because at that time there were no English studies in Bulgaria. So the first thing they had to do was study Bulgarian to be able to study in Bulgaria.
Let's talk about former President Rawlings then. When we're coming, I noticed that the premises, it doesn't look like much, for want of a better word. I mean, did this happen after the consulates closed temporarily in 2011 or before? How did we arrive here?
The embassy closed temporarily. As I said, Bulgaria is a small country. We are one of the poorest EU countries. So Bulgaria has been trying to cut a lot of costs, close a lot of embassies, permanent or temporarily. In 2011, Ghana also closed its embassy here temporarily until 2018, when I became the consul for Bulgaria.
Okay.
And during that time, somebody disputed the land ownership of Bulgaria and bulldozed our embassy.
Someone bulldozed?
Yes.
At this point, we'll take a brief break. We are speaking with the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Bulgaria on former President Rawlings and the relationship between Bulgaria. Please stay with us.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you are denying funny face. It's not my brother. Today you are denying funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Welcome back. Consul Nico, can I call you that?
Yes, no
Okay.
problem.
Before the break, you were telling us about how the consulate got bulldozed by...
the embassy.
Yeah, the embassy was... How did that happen?
According to the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relationships, when an embassy is temporarily closed, the embassy is still under protection of the receiving country, in this case, Ghana. But when there was no government official, only local staff, some people tried to enter Bulgaria into a dispute over ownership, and they managed to get a court order to remove our Bulgarian staff from the embassy. That was paid staff to maintain the premises and everything.
Do you know which party was, which individuals was behind this?
It's not a political thing. It's an individual who started to dispute ownership, and I got involved in it, and I tried to prevent it, but I live in Ebri, and some days later I had a phone call that a bulldozer pushed the embassy down. And relating back to President Rawlings, any document to verify or give additional information about President Rawlings' stay in the embassy is in the rubble.
It's been buried in the rubble
of the embassy. The safe is there, communication equipments are there, files are there, and at this moment Bulgaria has requested for a joint forensic team to the government of Ghana to investigate what is left of the Bulgarian documents and properties on our embassy premises.
When did this happen?
The pulling down of the embassy was in 2018, and there were some other hurdles to take because people don't understand what diplomatic immunity and diplomatic protection is. But recently some people have been removed from our embassy premises, and at this moment the government of Ghana is working hard together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bulgaria to reclaim and do everything to get this property under our control.
When was the last time such engagement took place?
2 months ago even.
Okay.
Especially after President Rawlings' death, I'm very interested in the documents who are in the rubble, because these documents are inviolable, which means almost untouchable by anybody, Ghanaian or anybody else. The diplomatic premises is inviolable under the Vienna Convention, so I have good hope that the government continues like they have been before to protect Bulgarian properties, and especially these historic facts for Ghana and Bulgaria.
Yeah, they're very important. Let's talk about, again, former President Rawlings. Give me 3 things that he will be remembered for by Bulgaria or Bulgarians.
Number 1, at that time, after the coup, and even when he became a president, Bulgaria was a communist socialist country. So he is one of the icons of socialism, like Sankara was, but also Fidel Castro, like other revolutionaries. So that's number 1, how he is remembered by Bulgaria.
Okay. 2 more.
2 more, personal or Bulgarian. Ghana still has a very good name in Bulgaria. Ghana is known. You know, Africa is 54 countries, but among, if you would ask 100 Bulgarians to call 5 African states, Ghana will be among them.
Wow.
Ghana is still very well known thanks to that time and thanks to the relationship that Ghana has and had with Bulgaria. And even today there are still Ghanaian students in Bulgaria. My daughter hopes to graduate this and end of this year as a medical doctor, but there are other Ghanaians as well who are studying agriculture, medicine and other things in Bulgaria. So that's because Ghana and Bulgaria still know each other and they know what they have in each other.
And that's all thanks to former President Rawlings.
He put Ghana in the picture at that time, yes.
Would you say that his era in politics and governance was better? I mean, how would you compare?
As you understand, I can't make political statements.
No.
I can tell you that Bulgaria thought he was a great man, and personally I think the same.
What does his loss mean to the country, both countries?
To Bulgaria, he was an icon, but on the other hand, at this moment, although the country became known because of Jerry John Rawlings, at this moment the name of Ghana in Bulgaria is bigger than just the name Jerry John Rawlings. In Ghana and Bulgaria, a lot of people are mixing up Hungary and Bulgaria because they almost sound the same. Bulgaria is a small country, but it's my job and I'm doing my best to make sure that Ghanaians know what Bulgaria is, what we are capable of, what we can do and what we can mean trade-wise and tourism-wise.
Okay. Your last words as far as former President Rawlings is concerned?
My last words. Of course, first of all, I'm happy that he survived the coup attempt, thanks to Bulgaria. And because of that, he could further establish his name and run the country and lay the basis for the economic and democratic Ghana we have today.
All right, thank you very much, Consul Nico van
You're welcome.
Stardinine. Well, we are the site of the former embassy of the Republic of Bulgaria here at Cantonment in Accra. Behind me is the remains of the embassy, which was bulldozed in 2018 per the narration that the honorary consul gives us. Several documents between former President Rawlings and Bulgaria have been buried under there. As it stands now, the two governments, Bulgaria and Ghana, are in conversations to resolve this. This has been a special coverage in memory of the late former President, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, here on Ghana TV. My name is